7089. That's 800-556-7089.
Deer season has arrived, and Oakland Feed and Seed has what you need for the season. Buck jam and buck forage oats, 6-way deer forage mix, and 5-way deer forage mix. Check on the winter peas, molasses, 1 gallon and 2.5 gallon. Oakland Feed and Seed carries chicory, deer greens, dried molasses, beet juice, and more. If you're a deer hunter or want to be, go see Oakland Feed and Seed. Also, grass season is coming soon, and you can be ready with 17-17-17 fertilizer and 10-10-10 fertilizer, K31 fescue, and 5-star turf fescue. Make Oakland Feed and Seed your first stop because they have it all. Oakland Road, Spindale.
Your Friday forecast is looking cold and wet today. High temperatures only climbing in the mid to upper 40s with rain likely throughout the day. A pretty steady rain with some patchy fog early today as well. By tonight, we'll gradually see the rain tapering off, but more patchy fog develops as low temperatures fall in the low to mid 40s. Starting out your weekend, mostly cloudy with a chance for some light rain throughout the day. Overall, mostly dry with highs in the lower 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Thanks very much, Kat Campbell. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Finally Friday Friends Day. It's 45 degrees here in Rutherford, and beautiful downtown Whiteside Road, and raining. It's been raining pretty much all morning, or started early last night. Been raining pretty much all morning and will continue to rain, according to the speculations, all day today into tonight. Lows tonight around 43. We're just pretty close to where we are right now for our overnight low. We're getting up to only 46 for a daytime high. That's 1 degree away. Looking toward Sunday, looks like Sunday's few clouds with a chance of a 20% chance of rain on Sunday. Then Monday, 40% chance. Clearing out here for Monday night, and beautiful weather on Tuesday. Mostly sunny on Tuesday, and Wednesday, mostly sunny. Looks like Halloween night might not be too bad. Only a slight chance of rain. Good morning. Welcome to the second hour of Morning Wake Up Call. My name's Bishop, Jim Bishop. I have these death announcements this morning. Mr. Donald Edward Eddie Russell, Jr., 63, of Ellenboro, died Thursday at CHS Cleveland. The funeral will be conducted at 3 o'clock Sunday at Jesus Way Christian Ministries in Spindale. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The visitation will be from 1:30 until 2:45 Sunday at the church prior to the service. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service is in charge of the arrangement for Mr. Donald Edward Eddie Russell. Nancy D. Owens, age 69, of Forest City, died Tuesday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A service of remembrance will be held at a later date. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with those arrangements for Nancy D. Owens of Forest City. Brad McBrayer, age 44, of Mooresboro, died Tuesday, October 23rd at the Carolinas Medical Center in Charlotte. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock Saturday at the Prospect Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the McBrayer Family Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 this evening at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Brad McBrayer. William Edward Bill Barnes, 91, of Spindale, died Monday at White Oak Manor. Memorial services will be held 11 a.m. Saturday at Spindale United Methodist Church. And Crow's Mortuary is in charge of the arrangements for William Edward Bill Barnes. Reverend Jerry E. Campbell, age 69, of Rutherfordton, died Wednesday. The family will receive friends from 5 until 8 o'clock Saturday at Mike Mahan's funeral home. The funeral service will be at Piney Knob Baptist Church at 3 o'clock Sunday. Burial will be at Piney Knob Baptist Church Cemetery. The body will lie in state 30 minutes prior to the service in the sanctuary. Mike Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of the arrangements were Reverend Jerry E. Campbell. Francis McKinney Hawk, age 66, Forest City, died Saturday, September 29th at Fairhaven of Forest City. A memorial service will be held at 5 o'clock Thursday, November 1st in the Pageant and King Chapel. Family will receive friends following the service at the mortuary. Pageant and King, serving the family of Francis McKinney Hawk. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. If you want to complete information on these, tune in this morning about 11:30 And then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report, we'll have the complete information on all of these and others as they become available to us here at WCAB. South Point beat Chase last night 49-0. RS over East Gaston 21-6. Shelby over East Rutherford 31-19. And Thomas Jefferson over Mountain Island Charter 32-27.
With the midterm elections around the corner, the New York Times is starting to hedge their bets. They are preparing liberals for a possible letdown. On Tuesday, a Times headline asked what could hold back a Democrat blue wave. And they listed a bunch of sober reality checks that might help Republicans reduce their losses or maybe even keep their House majority. Now, the biggest sober reality to the New York Times, life is pretty darn good out there in flyover country. The unemployment number is the lowest in 50 years. Consumer confidence is spilling over, says the Times, for both businesses and consumers. The economy is growing faster than it has in years. You would think they would be celebrating. You'd think they'd be happy about it. But to the New York Times and Democrats, a great economy is a sober reality and a problem. On top of that, the Times lists two more sober realities: voter reaction to the attack on Justice Kavanaugh and thousands of migrants mobbing our southern border. Bottom line, the only blue wave the Democrats might see is the wave that causes their wipeout. At least that is their fear. So was there ever really a blue wave in the first place, or was it all manufactured and now reality is crashing ashore? My friends, like you, I am thankful every day for the brave men and women who protect our freedom and our country. Now, as Veterans Day approaches, I want to announce that my friends at Mahindra are holding their 5th annual Military Salute giveaway. The winner will receive a Mahindra Retriever utility vehicle. That's right, a brand new red Mahindra Retriever 1000 gas model. Last year's winner, Army Captain Robert Forney of Ohio, is loving his Mahindra, and you could be next. To nominate somebody who is active duty or a veteran of the U.S. military and to get official rules, visit rushlimbaugh.com and look for the Mahindra Military Salute giveaway. Thanks to Mahindra, the makers of the toughest utility vehicles on earth, and God bless all of you who protect our freedom.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at East Rutherford Equipment in Ellenboro, or visit eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com. That's eastrutherfordequipmentllc.com.
100.9 FM and 590 AM. The best of both worlds. This is WCAB Rutherfordton.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It is so easy to keep your car running clean when you visit RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash. The RS Speedy Lube can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids, vacuum out the car, pull next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers. Then pull next door to the RS Speedy Lube Automatic Car Wash. Make your car feel clean all under and all over. It's possible at RS Service Center and Speedy Lube Car Wash, Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton.
We now know the event of October 26, 1881, called the OK Corral Shootout, didn't take place at the OK Corral, but in a 15-foot wide vacant lot a block away. We also know the shootout was the climax to a 2-year buildup between two gangs, the Earps, Republican City Folk Newbies, and the Clanton Cowboys, Democrat rural establishment. During the 30-second shootout, Billy Clanton and brothers Frank and Tom McClowry were killed. Ike Clanton had a slight neck wound. Virgil Earp was shot in the leg, Morgan was shot in the arm, and Doc Holliday had a slight wound in his hip. Wyatt, as was the story throughout his life, came away unscathed. After the shootout, the tide turned against the Earps. There was a preliminary hearing. Wyatt and Doc appeared as defendants. Virgil and Morgan weren't there because of their injuries. Although there wasn't enough evidence for a trial, Virgil Earp was dismissed as city marshal, and Wyatt was forced to give up his faro game at the Oriental. In December, Virgil hardly recovered from his OK Corral wound, was shot by the Cowboys, and he lost the use of his left arm for the rest of his life. 3 months later, Morgan was shot and killed by Cowboys while playing pool. The town of Tombstone was comfortable with the Cowboys and their ways, and the Earps' presence was causing trouble with the status quo. So, the Earps left town. However, Wyatt came back and with some of his friends evened the score with the Cowboys. Now there's a difference of opinion as to how many Cowboys he actually killed, but a number of them died. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Well, for the best in laundry and dry cleaning, trust your clothes to Folks Cleaners. Professional cleaning every time. To look your best, drop them off at Rockwood Plaza location in Forest City and get one-day service. Use the convenient drive-up window for special service. Look your best with clothing cleaned at Folks Cleaners in Forest City. Ask about the senior discount. Now we're going to the phone to get started with our call-around report for this Friday morning, and Deputy Lynn is on the phone with us right now. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. Tell us what's been happening in the Sheriff's Department.
All right. Looks like in the last 24 hours we've had 152 calls for service, 10 arrests, and have 182 in the jail. Looks like on the incident reports, Jimmy Wellington Tate reported a breaking and entering and a larceny after breaking and entering. Xavier Shamar Dupree Williams reported an incident of fraud. Dewey Mitchell Buff breaking and entering and a larceny after breaking and entering. And Michael Everett Thompson reported a breaking and entering and a felony larceny after breaking and entering. On to the arrest reports, got Michael Ray Moore arrested on failure to comply, was given a $500 secure bond. Betty Jo Proctor arrested for felony probation violation, given a $15,000 secure bond. Bruce Wayne Gibbons Jr. Arrested for a driving while license revoked, allowing a fictitious registration plate and no registration card, given a $1,000 secure bond. Julie Marie Yunt was arrested for non-support of a child, given a $1,050 secured bond. Wayne Matthew Elliott, driving while license revoked, helmet violation and failure to yield at the stop sign or flashing red light, given a $1,500 secure bond. Bobby Anita Edwards, failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secure bond. And Johnny Manuel Knight, arrested for indecent exposure and defacing a public building, given a $5,000 secure bond. And that's all I got for you, sir.
Thank you so much for that report. You be safe this weekend.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best.
All right,
have a good day.
18 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock here on this Friday morning. Rainy conditions prevailing. You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302. Here's Candy with a report from the Communications Center. Candy, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing good.
Good. What's on your report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 384 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 34 for EMS, 30 for rescue. For law enforcement, the Sheriff's Office had 152, Forest City had 61, Rutherford had 22, Lakeville had 13, and Spindle had 37. Our fire calls, Rutherford responded to a motor vehicle accident, and SDO to a motor vehicle accident, and that's all we had.
Thanks, Candy. Have a good weekend now.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Danieltown SDO Fire District is up next, and Ruby Taylor's reporting from there. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's on that report, Ruby?
Well, the fire department had a vehicle accident, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Beth Tester, Paul Robbins, and Tom Green, and Mr. and Miss Scott Ezell's have an anniversary, and hope all these people have a nice day today. Then tomorrow, I've got Tommy Roach, Elaine Clark, and Mickey Bland having birthdays, and hope they have a nice day. And I don't have any for Sunday. The signs are in the arms today, tomorrow, and Sunday go into the breast. And, Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. More and more, we're hearing more and more breaking and entering, pushing indoors and things like that. It's hard to report those kind of things, but it does happen. There's an opportunity for you to get some real home security from Henson Building Material. It's called the Ring Home Security Products, and they're stocking those now, the video doorbell too, the spotlight cameras and floodlight cameras, all available. Easy installation for someone. You just go by and just ask questions about it, find out more about it, and feel safer at night while you're there. That's the Ring Home Security System at Henson Building Material. If you need a hardware item, but the big box stores are just too overwhelming for you, or you can't find somebody to wait on you, those big box stores have 50 of the same thing, just different brands. Henson's has got it narrowed down for you. One quick stop, shop folks, and you're in and out in no time. From nails to screws to PPG paint and Cabot stain, Henson's got it for you. They're more than just a lumber yard. Jamie and Terry have worked at Henson's for over 10 years. They have a lot of experience. They can help you get what you need. If it's hard to find, let them work for you. Let them go to show you their magic. Stop by at the back counter and let the boys round it up for you. Easy in, easy out at Henson's. Doorbuster sales and special price that runs each month, all month long. And while you're there, you may want to check out that Traeger grill. You know how nice that is? Yep, the weather's going to be just perfect here pretty soon to be on the outside cooking some steaks or burgers. Henson Building Material, more than just a lumber yard. They're on Duke Street, Forest City. And Homer's up next. He's up in Rumbling Ball overlooking things for us. Homer, how you doing this morning?
We're doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad it's Friday. How about you?
Yeah, we got the rain to go with it, too.
Yeah, we got some rain today. Wash away all our troubles, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to.
Anything else going on?
Not a whole lot. Few people venturing in. Still pretty dark up here. Of course, it's raining. It's been raining about all night. Temperature is kind of mild. 50 degrees midnight. Currently 46. Going to be dealing with the rain all day today and possibly some tonight. We've got a few announcements. Well, first we got a couple of weddings. We got two of them tomorrow. They're back-to-back. Don't know how it's going to do with all the rain and everything. We got three different announcements. Tomorrow, October 27th, the White House Community Center is having their country breakfast buffet. That's a pretty good breakfast to go to. That's tomorrow morning from 7 till 10. Also, the Rutherford County Firefighters Association Memorial Fundraiser is having a barbecue. It's going to be at the Green Hill Store / Fire Department, October 27th from 11 until. And that's normally a pretty big event they put on down there at the fire department. Also, the Wilson reunion. The Wilsons are having a reunion Saturday at 1 p.m. That's going to be held at the Fairfield Mountains Volunteer Fire Department. So several things going on in the area here. Just got to contend with the rain, looks like. Other than that, that's about all that's on my reports. Looks like that's about all I've got for today.
All right, you have a great day up there and stay dry if you can. I'll see you next time.
Thank you. You too.
Right, bye-bye. Homer reporting there out of the Romney Ball. 25 minutes now past the hour of 7 o'clock.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Now let's check it up at Hudlow Fire District and get a report from Bob Hodge. Bob, you doing okay this morning?
We're doing good up here on this cooled out morning.
You haven't got soaked out yet, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got all that took care of. Oh, but it is sort of damp up here this morning. Look, it's going to be a cool day all day today there, so.
Yeah, I believe so.
And,
you just need to stay in today, Bob. Prop your feet up, find you a good book, and just sort of relax and enjoy the rain.
well, that sounds like a good plan, don't it?
It does. I wish I could do it.
Yeah. You just take a time out and you can do it. Well, let's see. Jim, up there with the fire department doing nice, pretty quiet. About 5:30 this morning, I had a minor accident call at 64 and Silver Lake Road. And I want to say happy birthday to Tom Dreen this morning. And also for Saturday, Shirley Dreen. And, Jim, that's about it. Things are running along pretty quiet, and I hope we'll have a good weekend. And so this rain will move out, and maybe we'll end up having a better weekend.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe by Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, we should be okay. I hope so anyway.
Yeah, feels more like fall of the year, though, don't it?
It does, yeah. Tomorrow morning is going to be a good day for pancakes and scrambled eggs and bacon or sausage or something. Be a good morning for good hot breakfast, won't it?
Oh, I hear you.
You have a good
Jim, you take care. You have a good weekend.
Thanks, you too, and I'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
Bob Hodge reporting out of Hudlow Fire District up there. Coming up, let's see. Coming up, let me see. Do not have a political interview today. We took the day off. We'll have another one on Monday, so we'll continue our process of getting them all interviewed. And the election, of course, is coming up November the 6th, and early voting is still in the process of going on. A lot of folks have turned out early. It's been a heavy turnout for early voting. And we'll give you the results on November the 6th night. We'll have that call after the polls close. Lou and I will be up at the annex giving you the play-by-play description of the voting here in Rutherford County. We'll have all the state returns as well as anything happening nationally that's important through the Salem Radio Network. We'll cover all of that for you, so be sure you lock it in right here. 100.9 FM, 590 AM.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Gregory's Original Restaurant in the Park Lane Plaza is the perfect dining choice of Rutherford County. Greg offers all your favorite dishes. Try their delicious subs, grinders, pasta, chicken, burgers, fresh garden salads, and the most delicious steaks served with mushroom gravy or peppers and onions. Be sure to call on Gregory's for all your catering needs at 287-2171. Check out the website for menus and event information, www.gregorysoriginal.com. Gregory's in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton.
And let me tell you about Gregory's. Now, he's, of course, you know he's a fine restaurateur, a great chef, does a lot of good cooking and catering, those kind of things. But now he's launching out into the radio world. Starting Saturday night, first time Saturday night, 9 o'clock, 9 until 11, you'll hear Gregory on the radio right here at 100.9 FM and 590 AM called The Rebel Yell with Gregory. And it's going to be interesting. He'll have some music, he'll be commentary, and who knows what else he may do, but we're going to have that interesting every Saturday night for a while at 9 o'clock until 11 with Gregory from Gregory's Original right here live in the Blue Room. Rebel Yell. It should be interesting. I hope you'll join us and help me keep my guard on him, okay? It's 7:30 now. It's time to go over to Cherry Mountain Fire District. Sue Price is there on the phone. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Tim.
Is it raining over there?
It's a nice, dark, rainy morning over here.
We'll have to make our own sunshine today, won't we?
I guess so. But anyway, we take what comes. Maybe it'll get out of the system today and we'll have a pretty nice weekend. I'm starting out at 46, so I guess that's about all we can hope for today. A little bit more, maybe. But anyway, hope everybody can stay dry and just enjoy the rainy day. I have no calls. Well, we had our board meeting at the fire department last night, and I have 46 degrees. I have no birthdays on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I got Andy Price and Tom Green. We hope Tom's going to have a good day today. And let's see, Fairview doesn't have anything for today. No birthdays or anniversaries. First Broad's got an anniversary for Marty and Tammy McFarland, so I hope they'll have a good day. And we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day. And in my announcements, the First Broad Church will be having trunk or treat on the 31st starting at 5 o'clock. And Fairview will be having a fall festival on the 31st. And so far, that's the only announcements I have. It's just quiet and calm over here and looking for a good day and a good weekend. And I hope you and Faye will have a good weekend.
Thanks very much, Sue. You enjoy yours as well, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. 7:32 Friday morning report continues here on WCAB Rutherfordton, broadcasting live from the Blue Room on 100.9 FM, 590 AM.
Get all your deer season supplies at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply. Shell deer corn, $7 for a 50-pound bag. Deer cob corn, $8 per bag. Deer apples, $9 a bag. Peanut deer mix, $12.99 for a 50-pound bag. And Farmer's Friend has a deer condo stand with legs for $17.21.98. For all your farming needs and supplies, let Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply be your go-to store. 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton. Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale has hundreds of super low prices on most of your favorite name brand items. They have 500 plus prices lowered across the entire store. Stock up on fresh meats, produce, frozen foods, snack foods, and your favorite beverages and pastries. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 9, Sunday, 10 to 8. Save-A-Lot Grocery, White Oak Plaza, Spindale.
Well, they have more on hand, ready to install high-quality floor products than any dealer in the area. They strive to share a bit of southern hospitality as they meet the flooring needs of your neighbors here in Rutherford County and surrounding counties. Yes, they do go outside to serve people. They serve homes in Myrtle Beach, up in the mountains and all around the area. So if you would like to get something done for your floors and you want to make sure that it's done right, you want to make sure you get a good choice, something that'll fit your budget, then you need Southern Carpet. They're your guides to top quality flooring and expert installations. Local business, locally owned, locally grown, right here in Forest City. Why don't you just check with them before you make a decision on floor covering? You'll find them at 1512 West Main Street, Forest City. Phone number is 245-0310. Open daily, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8:30 to noon. Closed on Sunday. That would be Southern Carpet. Now we're going to Southern Union Mills to get the Kelly Report. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this fabulous wet Friday morning?
Do they say y'all up in Union Mills?
Yeah, we say y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Yeah.
Moan back and things like that.
Yeah. And up there?
Yeah, up there.
Over there. Yeah, we're a little bit southern.
A little bit southern.
Yeah, born and raised.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's exactly right. I was raised on fried chicken and country ham.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear little fat back too.
Oh, yeah, and gravy and a biscuit, yeah. Making me hungry.
Yeah. Love it.
But we hope everybody's having a good day today. I've got 40 degrees on the front porch, 7/10 of an inch of rain. I don't have any birthdays on either one of my calendars, but I do want to wish Tom Green a happy birthday. And in ways of announcements, we got a country breakfast buffet Saturday, October the 27th, from 7 to 10 a.m. This will be at the White House Community Center on Painters Gap Road in Union Mills. Adults $6, children 6 to 12, $3. Under 6 eat free, and they're going to have all kind of good food. And then Far City Church of the Nazarene on Hardin Road is going to have the Harvest Festival October the 31st from 6:30 to 8 in the afternoon, and they'll have all kind of games and hay rides and things like that for the children. And then Mountain Creek Baptist Church is going to have their bazaar on November the 3rd from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll be serving breakfast and lunch, and they're going to have canned soup for sale. And then Friends for a Cure Against Cancer Relay for Life inside yard sale date November the 3rd, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Location Desertsville Community Building on Clubhouse Road between 226 South and Bane Mountain Road. And other than that, I think that's all I got going on.
All righty then. You just have to sit around and enjoy the rain today.
I reckon. It's going to rain. Todd said, how are you? I said, fine if I was a duck.
Is your porch such that you can sit out on a porch and watch it rain and listen without
I got a front.
Blowing on?
I got a front porch and a back porch that's covered.
Yeah, I love those. I love to do that.
My husband loved them porches, and he always put a roof over them, so that was good.
Yeah, I love to sit on the porch when it's not really cold. Just listen to it rain, watch it rain.
Yeah, the back porch has got a tin roof, but now the front porch has shingles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
So the back porch sounds the best.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Well, you have a good day also.
Thanks, Brenda. See you next time.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye. That's the Union Mills report from Brenda Kelly, 737. And we're going over to Ellenboro here in just a moment. It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the state of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. And do yourself a favor, and do everybody a favor with your family. Don't go through the holidays not able to hear what's going on. If you're having hearing problems, do something about it, because it's real simple, real easy, and real convenient, because we have a Miracle Ear office right here in Rutherford County. Over in Forest City, Lisa Terry is the Miracle Ear specialist there. She's the one who runs the office along with her staff. they can help you walk through the process of deciding what's best for you. After that free hearing test, you'll sort of get a feel of how difficult it really is for you to hear it, how serious it is, and if it's time to move on to something that's going to help you and help the family, then do that. There's so many features you'll appreciate about Miracle Ear. Contact Lisa Terry and her team there at Forest City Office, 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. The phone number is 828-368-4126, 368-4126. Now here is Luther Gilligan with a report from Ellenboro, North Carolina. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning, down in eastern end of Rutherford County.
Where you can live and do without the things you have to have.
That's right, we do without them. There's no doubt there this morning, though. But we'll try to stay inside where it's warm and dry, enjoy life, go out, walk between the drops. But it's nothing going on down here this morning. Everything's quiet, peaceful. It was peaceful last night. Probably didn't have any calls yesterday, last night. Everything's quiet with them on this morning. But we're going to have something going on now this afternoon. We're Pilgrim Baptist Church, 4:30 this afternoon. We're going to be having a fish fry over there. That started at 4:30 and run until. So just come on out. And it's tomorrow, starting at 12 noon down at the Hope United Methodist Church. Somebody over your Hope Church, just across the county line here. They'll be having their annual barbecue dinner there. That started at 12 o'clock tomorrow. They'll be having pork and chicken and fries, that's up to all, drink, dessert, all, just everything goes together. So we can eat good tonight and eat good tomorrow. And see, nothing else happening today, huh? When we have birthday day, Alan Hicks, he's having birthday day. And Melissa Cobb over here, we're happy with that birthday day. So hope these people have a great day and enjoy their day. Can you have a great day up there? Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
Thanks very much, Luther. You have a good weekend as well. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Take care now.
Well, it's time for birthdays and anniversaries now for this date, 26th of October. This is the last Friday we're going to have this month. If you're celebrating a birthday, call us now. We'll give you a chance to be in the drawing for delicious Daylight Donuts from Granny B's Bakery. So call now. Share that birthday or anniversary with us, 287-3356. Birthdays and anniversaries coming up. At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care.
43 years experience behind the name, voted best of best 8 years. That's why folks depend on Hutchins Pest Control. You can call on Tim and his team for moisture control, waterproofing, mold remediation, air quality control, dehumidification, and of course, pest control, rats, fire ants, termites, wildlife removal, and so much more. Call them today for your free estimate. 287-5171. Get the job done by the professionals and relax. Hutchins Pest Control, honest, dependable, and on-time service.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Birthday. Well, happy birthdays wishes going out this morning to Randy Wood of Henrietta, 61. And we know he's already going to win the donuts. That's the only birthday called in this morning. So we'll give Randy Wood the opportunity to stop by and pick up some certificates. And he's the birthday donut winner today. Randy Wood of Henrietta, our winner today. Congratulations to him. And all those of you who wish you were having a birthday today, we congratulate you anyway. And wish Tom Green a happy birthday. Now stand by. We'll have that drawing of Randy Wood's name here in just a moment.
There is a lighthouse in Maine that flashes the message, I love you, in nautical code to the ships out at sea. It's been a cheerful message to sailors for many years. When the Coast Guard tried to update the lighthouse with more sophisticated technical equipment that couldn't send the love message, they encountered great opposition. They had to revert back to the old machinery with its comforting, I love you signal. These three little words have a great big meaning. We cherish them in our hearts and review them in our minds over and over again. These words linger weeks, months, and even years after they have been spoken. We need to be careful when we say I love you. We must use the phrase wisely like the rich treasure that it is. Use it truthfully and sincerely. Unfortunately, in today's world, I love you has been misused for selfish purposes to the point where we become suspicious of the phrase. Let's make a conscious effort to clean the world's tarnish off I love you and start using it with deep felt affection and sincerity. Let's focus not on just saying it verbally, but backing it up with our actions. James wrote in the Bible that faith without works is dead. I'd like to paraphrase that and say that the words, I love you, without supportive actions are also dead. Let love live today with our words and our actions. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
And congratulations going out to Randy Wood of Henrietta. He's 61 today, and he's won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Randy will have that certificate over here for you. Stop by here in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road and pick up that certificate. Take it over to Granny B's there in Spindale and enjoy those donuts. Well, coming up next hour, we got a lot to pack in, catch you up to date on some local stuff that's being reported other places. And then at 8:30 this morning, Word of Faith speaks out. More criticism coming their way every day, and they'll get a chance to give their side of the story. Nobody else is giving it, so we'll have them an opportunity to give their side of the story right here live at 8:30 this morning. Meanwhile, we will let you enjoy some of the music being heard now on 100.9 FM, 590 AM. And by the way, let me say to those of you who are responding, we appreciate your comments about how much you're enjoying the new format change. We do get a couple of critiques once in a while. Say, I like the old country better, but we thought this might be a nice change of pace, and it is being received very well. And a lot of folks are picking up on the 100.9 FM, listening to that for the first time ever. So we appreciate all the good comments. We'd love to hear from you. Meanwhile, if you have a special music request from the 50s, 60s, or 70s you'd like for us to play during our rotation of music, please let me know or let Lou know. We'll be glad to get that worked in. You can reach me at jimbishop@nctv.com. Here's some of the music of that style.
You 'Twas not so long ago you broke my heart in two. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by if we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by love is not a gadget, love is not a toy. When you find the one you love, she'll fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by
history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography, don't know much trigonometry, don't know much about algebra, don't know what a slide rule is for, but I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Now I don't claim to be an A student, but I'm trying to be. For maybe by being an A student, baby, I can win your love for me. Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be. La ta 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 ta. History. Biology. Well, la ta 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 ta. Science book. French I took. Yeah, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
There's no one home but you. You're all that's left me to. And when my love
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. Investigators are zeroing in on a Florida postal facility in the hunt for answers behind the mail bomb plot, which targeted 2 ex-presidents, the former vice president and CNN, among others. CBS News correspondent Manuel Bojorges.
Some of those packages are believed to have originated in South Florida and possibly passed through this facility. That does not necessarily mean that they believe that the person who put them in the mail is from South Florida or still in this area.
The North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles headquarters on New Bern Avenue in Raleigh was evacuated Thursday due to a suspicious package. The bomb squad was called to the location. It turned out not to be a hazard. The remnants of Hurricane Willa are passing through North Carolina today. Corey Davis is a state climatologist and tells SFNtoday.com.
We see at least half to 3/4 of an inch, and it looks like some of the higher totals may be in northern and eastern parts of North Carolina. They could easily see 1.5 inches or more in those areas. So certainly with all this rainfall, especially if it hits the right areas, could make a big dent on that drought map next week.
Attorney Michael Avenatti could wind up defending himself now that Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley claims a high-profile lawyer and his client, Julie Swetnick, made false allegations stemming from the Brett Kavanaugh Supreme Court nomination. CBS News correspondent Paula Reed has more from the Justice Department.
Senator Grassley is asking the Justice Department to look into whether Avenatti and Swetnick intentionally lied to the committee in an effort to interfere with its investigation into Kavanaugh. But Avenatti says he welcomes a probe as an opportunity to vindicate his client.
North Carolina's Public University Board is holding an emergency session today amid news reports that Margaret Spellings is leaving as president of the State 17 campus system. This UNC student tells WRAL News.
There should be somebody that is actually going to be ahead of this university that supports its students and that keeps this campus safe.
You're listening to NCN News.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the forest near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
Yeah, 1 second I'm having a smoke taken into view. Next thing I know, I am face to face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes 1 spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
With thousands of people still a good deal away, Trump says he may use emergency powers to stop the massive caravan now making its way to Mexico.
Secretary of Defense James Mattis is also expected to sign an order to send hundreds of active duty troops to the border. Now, those troops will join the roughly 2,000 National Guardsmen the president already sent there in April. The new troops can build barriers and help look for people trying to cross the border illegally, but they do not have the authority to apprehend illegal immigrants. They also won't be authorized to use force except in self-defense.
Smithfield Foods plans to install lagoon covers at most of its hog farms in North Carolina, a potentially major change for an industry under fire over open pits of waste and water. A fake deputy pulled over and assaulted a woman driving along Old Bailey Road and Rose Loop Circle in Nashville this week. Investigators say a man driving a white Ford Crown Victoria or a Dodge Charger flashed blue lights in order to get a driver to pull over. The driver told officers that the fake deputy searched the car and then sexually assaulted her. Brandon Medina is the chief deputy of the Nash County Sheriff's Department and tells ABC 11.
Another motorist drove by or somebody was in the area, startled the offender, and then the offender got into the vehicle and drove away opposite direction.
The Trump administration is moving to do away with the concept of being transsexual.
I'm Gary Nunn. The Justice Department is essentially telling the Supreme Court it is lawful to discriminate against transgender people based on their gender identity. DOJ contends the federal civil rights law banning sex discrimination in the workplace does not extend to transgender people, that the ordinary meaning of sex does not refer to gender identity. Court is considering whether to rule in a case involving a woman who was fired from her job after she said she was starting gender transition. Gary Nunn.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. Investigators trying to track the source of the 10 suspected explosive devices sent through the mail are now focused on Florida. ABC's Aaron Katursky with the latest.
A postal center in Opelika, Florida, emerged as a focal point for investigators. It's one of the facilities at least some of the packages may have moved through on their way to the intended recipients. The Miami-Dade Police Bomb Squad swept the place as a precaution. The FBI was led to South Florida in part by forensic evidence gleaned from the packages themselves and from U.S. Postal Service images of mail processed in their facilities.
One of those packages was addressed to former Attorney General Eric Holder.
We need to figure out who did it and then try to figure out a way in which we can get beyond these kinds of things.
A new look at the economy is due out this morning. GDP numbers for the third quarter are set to be released. Here's ABC's Daria Albinger.
It grew 4.2% in the second quarter. That's the most since 2014. Economists are predicting that this number will come in a bit lower, anywhere from 2.25% to just under 4%.
Google now says it has fired dozens of workers for sexual harassment. Here's ABC's Brian Clark.
Google's CEO said the company's fired 48 workers for sexual harassment over the last 2 years without severance packages. But that email sent to employees came on the heels of a New York Times report that Andy Rubin, who led Google's Android software project, was given a $90 million severance package when he resigned under pressure in 2014 after a coworker accused him of sexual misconduct.
The president of Turkey says the chief prosecutor in Saudi Arabia will travel to Turkey this weekend. He is headed there as part of the investigation into the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. In Washington, D.C., a vigil 20 years after Matthew Shepard was tortured and killed as attackers targeted him because he was gay. Today, his remains will be interred at the National Cathedral. You're listening to ABC News.
Hey, I'm Brant. So there's this guy named Jordan. He's a healthy guy. He's a dad of 6, and he works as a guide in Alaska. And he goes to the doctor, true story, he goes to the doctor, and he's diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. And here's the thing. He had switched earlier from medical insurance to Medishare, where Christians share each other's medical bills. So the question for Jordan and his wife, Jenny, was, is this actually going to work?
Our medical bills exceeded $160,000. Medishare members shared all our bills.
And it was about more than just the money, too. This is a real community.
Medishare is a family, a group of people that stick with you through the hardest times of your life. I just don't know how I could have done it without Medishare.
There's a reason this is growing so fast. So if you want to find out more, here is a number for you. *324. That's *324. Message and data rates may apply. Call *324.
Healthcare taking center stage in the last debate in the Missouri Senate race. Republican Josh Hawley
in order to protect people with pre-existing conditions. And yet she has been attacking me relentlessly, personally, calling me a liar.
He's running against incumbent Democrat Claire McCaskill. They debated on KMBZ in Kansas City.
You don't have to have Obamacare in order to protect people with pre-existing conditions. And yet she has been attacking me relentlessly, personally, calling me a liar.
The pre-existing conditions part is in the law now. He wants to remove it. He went to Yale for law school. I went to Mizzou for law school, but I can keep up.
A brutal attack on kindergartners at a school in China. ABC's Bob Woodruff has the story.
The large city of Chongqing, there was this huge, horrific knife attack in this small kindergarten school. A 39-year-old woman named Mrs. Liu took out a knife and just slashed these kids in their faces. This has happened many times in China in the last few years, where young kids have been attacked in their schools, largely by men, very rarely by a woman like this one.
A man is under arrest after trying to steal one of Great Britain's most valuable documents. Police say the 45-year-old was arrested at the cathedral in Salisbury, England, when he tried to break into a case holding the Magna Carta. That document dates back to 1215. He was caught, and the Magna Carta is fine. This is ABC News.
Can you remember the last time you had a great night's sleep? How you felt the next morning? More energized, more alive. Feel the difference of deeper sleep daily with the new Tomorrow mattress. Designed by the world's leading sleep experts at Serta Simmons Bedding and delivered right to your door. Try the Tomorrow mattress for 365 nights risk-free at tomorrowsleep.com. Use promo code AWAKE4 for $125 off. tomorrowsleep.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Pull into Jesse James Railroad Express. Enjoy delicious burgers, club sandwiches, garden salads, chicken or tuna plates, refreshing ice cream, or big express breakfast. Everything is made to order fresh daily. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 4. Mention this ad and get a regular hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions. Only 99 cents. Mondays only. Jesse James Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton.
Good morning. Keep your rain gear on hand today. We are off to a cold and wet start, and that's going to be the case all throughout your Friday as steady rain is in the forecast. Patchy fog possible throughout the day as well. High temperatures only climbing in the mid to upper 40s, well below normal for this time of year. Tonight, rain tapers off, patchy fog develops, and lows fall in the low to mid 40s. Your Saturday forecast, some patchy light rain can't be ruled out, but mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
We're wet and 45 degrees here this morning, this Friday morning here in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Dark skies and rainy conditions, and that rain's going to be with us throughout most of the day and tonight, tomorrow. Now, let's see what Sunday looks like. There is a 20% chance of rain on Sunday. Highs around 65, dropping back to 44 Sunday night. And then on Halloween night, October 31st, looks like partly cloudy with only a 20% chance of rain with 47 degrees, our low temperature for Halloween night. So not bad with that Halloween day, mostly sunny with highs around 67. And again, right now, it's cloudy, it's rainy, it's cool, and it's another great getting up morning in the foothills. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, congratulations to Randy Wood of Henrietta, depending on how you pronounce it. He's 61 today, and he won the Daylight Donuts this morning from Granny B's. We got a lot to pack in this hour, some sheriff's report again, some information about early voting, and other things we'll talk about here in just a few moments on the first part of the Morning Wake Up Call, hour number 3.
Ralph Heiss is being investigated for putting $10,000 campaign cash into his own pocket. Do you want to waste your vote on someone that may go to jail? The alternative is David Wheeler. David is a family man, has been a small businessman, and believes the Word of Faith Fellowship is corrupting Rutherford County. David Wheeler's for the Second Amendment, against abortion, and believes Jesus is his Savior. Please vote for David Wheeler for North Carolina Senate. Paid for by Wheeler for NC.
Our hometown.
The spirit of Farm Bureau Insurance is in people like Agent Toby Maxwell. In Rutherford County, Toby is one of your best sources for auto, home, life, and health insurance. He knows the value of excellent coverage and backs it up with prompt professional service. Call Toby today for a free no-obligation review of your personal insurance needs. That's 287-6850. 287-6850. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best. More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
Fellow Americans, the time has come for the entire nation to come together as one America and make history by sending more support to Washington for President Trump. The entire media community is predicting that the angry Democrats will vote and those that are complacent will stay home. We must vote to prevent the left from stopping his record-setting success in the economy. Remember, in just 20 months under the leadership of President Trump with no support from Democrats, the federal taxes were cut, coal mines, steel plants, and factories are back producing, and jobs are plentiful. President Trump is fearless when it comes to the betterment of the people, but he needs our support by electing more Republicans. Vote this midterm November the 6th. Prevent the likes of Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Maxine Waters from stonewalling President Trump. God bless America and God bless President Trump. Vote Republican November the 6th and be part of history. This announcement paid for by Steve and Margaret Mode.
9 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's look at some stories from here and there. Early voting in Rutherford County is higher than expected, according to the reports from the Election Center. Daily Courier is reporting about early voting. One stop continues at 2 polling places in Rutherford County, and election workers have been busy since early voting began October 17th. Early one-stop voting will continue for another week. The early one-stop voting polling places are at Rutherford County Office Building. That's what we call the Annex, and also at the Board of Elections office, which is on Fairground Road in Spindale. At the end of the day, Wednesday, more than 5,000 citizens have cast ballots in Rutherford County. I have numbers more current than those. Let me tell you how it shakes down at this point. As of yesterday was the 25th. Yesterday probably looks like the highest voting numbers out there. Maybe it's because folks were anticipating this rain today. But yesterday in the county, 2,172 people voted. And of that vote yesterday, 871 of them were Republicans, 732 Democrats, 567 unaffiliated, and 2 others. Now, altogether, up to this point, there have been a total of 5,598 votes cast in Rutherford County in early voting. The way it breaks down with Democrats, there's 1,730 early votes, Republicans 2,398, unaffiliated 1,464, and other is 6 votes. It's been pretty much a steady increase since it started. Numbers are started numbers back on the 17th. Looks like 17th there was a big number, 1,049 on the 17th, dropped to 826 on the 18th, 755 on the 19th. On the 22nd, there were 794 votes, 23rd, 825. Then on the 24th, 1,540. Then yesterday, 2,172 voters cast. The numbers will continue to grow as the polls continue to stay open early. These totals reflect what is called one-stop in-person voting and do not include by mail absentee voting. Those are not included in these numbers whatsoever. Now, the places that you can vote, of course, the Annex is one of them, and the Board of Elections is the other place that you can vote. 6 amendments are on the election ballot as well, and you can look at those and study those, which one you think is the best in turnout. There were more than 45,300 people in Rutherford County registered to vote. There are 17,200 Republicans. 14,000. These numbers are smaller than the actual numbers. When this report, there's been more registrations since then, but as of this reporting, 17,200 Republicans, 14,174 Democrats, 13,711 who are unaffiliated, 222 Libertarians, 5 members of the Green Party, 5 members of the Constitution Party. More and more folks, it seemed, over the past year and a half, 2 years, past few months, more and more folks are changing their registration from the Democrat Party over to the Republican Party or stopping at unaffiliated. The Democrats are losing numbers. Republicans are gaining numbers, as are the unaffiliated gaining numbers. Local races on the ballot include county commissioners, Board of Education, sheriff, clerk of court, North Carolina House and Senate, U.S. House, as well as judicial offices and several state constitutional amendments. You can get information on those constitutional amendments by checking on those, see which one of those you're in favor of. Well, in other news, a former head of Trinity Christian School pleaded guilty Thursday to embezzling $238,000 in school funds. Tiffany Walker, 43 of Forest City, served as Trinity's headmaster from 2010 until she was let go this past January in light of an investigation. She agreed before Judge Tommy Davis in the Rutherford County Courthouse that she had committed 69 counts of embezzlement against the school, 68 counts of obtaining property by false pretense. Walker is scheduled to be sentenced on December 5th. As part of her plea agreement, she is ordered to make full restitution, with $88,000 going to Trinity, $150,000 going to the school's insurance carrier. If she is able to pay $25,000 by December and anticipates paying another $30,000 by the end of January, could have an impact on her sentence. The maximum sentence she could have faced was 6,723 months, according to Davis. So that's how that stands right now. Other news, on a side note, there was a deer that left a mess after jumping through a nursing home window. Looks like that happened over in Gastonia when a massive, disoriented 8-point buck burst through the window of Gastonia Assisted Living Facility Friday afternoon. It threatened every injury to a woman, reflected severe injury to a woman who was settling down for a nap in her room. This would have been last Friday. But quick action by employees of Bel Air Healthcare Center prevented the bizarre situation from turning more tragic. Though no humans were injured, the wounded and frightened deer left behind a mess of damaged furniture, equipment, broken glass, and spattered blood. Gastonia police officers who responded to the incident were forced to put the animal down via shotgun. Mark Bagala, a local businessman who was called to clean up the mess the deer left in the wake, said it was one of the most unique situations he had ever had to deal with. So there you go. The deer everywhere. And I just learned yesterday there's mountain lions in this area. A man showed me a picture of a mountain lion killing one of his chickens. Representative David Rogers got a few chickens, and a mountain lion came on his property and killed one of his chickens. He got a picture of it. So if you didn't know mountain lions were roaming the area, they sure are. So you always have to be on the watch, and particularly watch your pets, your children too, while they're out there. Ask Representative Rogers about that. He'll be glad to show you the picture. Meanwhile, police say the only clean part of an intended drug deal at Raleigh-Durham International Airport was the fact that the drugs in question were actually soap bars. The News and Observer reports Raleigh-Durham International Airport officers arrested 43-year-old Tavares Hargrave, 40-year-old Jason L. Anderson, and 44-year-old Lutz Ortega on drug trafficking charges October the 5th. But when the results of a laboratory test came back, police filed different felony charges on Tuesday. Police initially believed Anderson of New York City and Ortega of New Jersey sold 3 pounds of cocaine to Hargrave. Instead, according to an arrest warrant for Anderson, Hargrave received 10 bars of ivory soap wrapped in thick plastic wrap. But it's a crime to take part in what someone believes to be a drug deal. It's unclear whether Anderson and Ortega knew the package was soap or not. Down in Chesney, a man admitted to stabbing and killing 2 people in a home in Chesney, according to Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said they were called to the 200 block of Crawford Road in Chesney for a welfare check. Deputies were told a man at the home had told a family member that he had killed his girlfriend and her father. When deputies got to the scene, a man was on the front porch with his arms raised. He told deputies he was Casey Allen Douglas and that he lived there. They put him back in the backseat of a patrol car while another deputy searched inside the house. They found a dead man and a woman inside. They were identified as Stephanie Lee Jenkins, 28, and Craig Matthew Jenkins, 52. The coroner said they had multiple stab wounds to various areas of their body. Douglas was interviewed, and he told deputies he stabbed and killed them, according to the report. Casey Allen Douglas, 28, of Crawford Road, Chesney, is charged with 2 counts of murder, possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. During his bond hearing, the judge denied bond for Douglas. He will have to go before a circuit court judge for bond. The preliminary hearing will be on December 6th and 9th. The deputies are still investigating the motive. 18 minutes now past the hour of 8 o'clock right here on this Friday morning. Sheriff's report coming up in just a few moments with Deputy Lynn.
Early voting has started with the final election day, November the 6th. We must unite. This election is about the caravan, about the criminal conduct against Judge Kavanaugh, tax cuts, law and order, and common sense. In order to protect and defend what President Trump and the Republican leadership have accomplished the last 20 months, we must vote Republican. The Democrats have become the party of resist at all costs and cannot be trusted with the power they want. They will rescind the personal income tax breaks that we now enjoy and will raise taxes. The 50% increase in the 401k retirement fund will be in jeopardy. The wall will be discontinued and sanctuary cities will continue. A united vote for Republicans will show the media and the left that the majority like a thriving America and want it to continue. Vote Republican today. This announcement paid for by Ken Staggs.
For a superb dining experience and delicious entrees, stop into Don's Italian Restaurant. Enjoy daily specials like on Tuesday, spaghetti with meat sauce, only $7.99. Wednesday, chicken parmesan, only $9.55. And Thursday, large one-topping pizza, only $9.99. Don also offers an everyday special, large one-topping pizza with 10 wings for only $19.50. All these delicious deals and great service only at Don's Italian Restaurant, Oakland Road in Spindale. Hours are Tuesday through Thursday, 11 till 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 until 10, and Sunday, 11 till 3. Call 828-288-3711 for takeout.
Have you heard the 3 big lies about Medicaid eligibility? First, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your house. That's not true. Second, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. That's not true. And third, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. That's not true. Please call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm for a free consultation and learn the truth about Medicaid and eligibility and nursing home care in North Carolina. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify and not lose everything you own. Call the Arledge Law Firm today at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford. Again, that's 287-3338.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
The flu season will soon be upon us, and Smith Drugs of Forest City is ready to provide these immunizations at the drugstore at your convenience. We will bill your insurance, and one of our pharmacists can administer the vaccine to you Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and on Saturdays by appointment only. Remember that a flu immunization is the best way to prevent getting the flu, in addition to washing hands, covering your mouth when you cough or sneeze, and staying home when you are sick. Prepare yourself and protect those around you with a flu immunization this year. Come see us at Smith Drugs of Forest City, 139 East Main Street.
David Rogers has represented Rutherford and Burke counties in the North Carolina House since 2016. Growing up in Rutherford County and raising his own family here, David Rogers knows our community and our values. As our representative, David Rogers is endorsed by the North Carolina Troopers Association and the National Rifle Association with an A rating. Representative Rogers has helped reduce taxes, which has led to lower unemployment and economic growth. Vote for David Rogers to help support conservative values here in Rutherford County. Southern values are conservative values. Vote Republican.
Paid for by Rogers for House.
Now here is Deputy Lynn with the Sheriff's Report. We aired earlier, recorded it for broadcast at this time. Deputy Lynn?
All right, looks like in the last 24 hours we've had 152 calls for service, 10 arrests, and have 182 in the jail. Looks like on the incident reports, Jimmy Wellington Tate reported a breaking and entering and a larceny after breaking and entering. Xavier Shamar Dupree Williams reported an incident of fraud. Dewey Mitchell Buff, breaking and entering, and a larceny after breaking and entering. And Michael Everett Thompson reported a breaking and entering and a felony larceny after breaking and entering. On to the arrest reports, got Michael Ray Moore, arrested on failure to comply, was given a $500 secure bond. Betty Jo Proctor, arrested for felony probation violation, given a $15,000 secure bond. Bruce Wayne Gibbons Jr., arrested for a driving while license revoked, allowing a fictitious registration plate and no registration card, given a $1,000 secure bond. Julie Marie Yunt was arrested for non-support of a child, given a $1,050 secured bond. Wayne Matthew Elliott, driving while license revoked, helmet violation and failure to yield at a stop sign or flashing red light, given a $1,500 secure bond. Bobby Anita Edwards, failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secure bond. And Johnny Manuel Knight, arrested for indecent exposure and defacing a public building, given a $5,000 secure bond. And that's all I got for you, sir.
Mountain values stand strong, just like Ralph Heiss. Ralph is A-rated and endorsed by the NRA, and conservative Ralph Heiss wants to protect the integrity of our elections and supports voter ID. Liberal David Wheeler's values? Well, David Wheeler stands with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, and Wheeler donated to both their campaigns. This election, know where you stand. Re-elect conservative Ralph Heiss. Paid for by Ralph Heiss for NC Senate.
100.9 FM and 590 AM. The best of both worlds. This is WCAB Rutherfordton.
Stand by. Sports Update is next. And at the bottom of the hour, Word of Faith speaks out right here live from the Blue Room at WCAB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. The Mountaineers played twice last night. Here's how that happened. Number 25 Appalachian State up against longtime FCS rival Georgia Southern. It was App's first game since being ranked in the top 25 in school history. It didn't end well. App quarterback Zach Thomas knocked out of the game on the opening series. Backup quarterbacks Peyton Derrick and Jacob Huseman combined to throw 4 interceptions, and the Mountaineers also lost a fumble on a punt return. This week, called Hate Week between the two rivals, and across the Sun Belt Conference, at least for the Eagles, it turned into Respect Week as they upset nationally ranked App 34-14. App coach Scott Satterfield after the loss on the Mountaineers radio network.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to handle adversity, and we've had a lot of good things happen to us this year, but tonight was definitely not one of them. Way too many mistakes. Just got to give credit to Coach Lunsford, his staff, and his team, and the way they came out and played.
The other game the Mountaineers played last night was played by the 13th ranked Mountaineers of West Virginia. They dismantled Baylor 58-14. Also last night, backup QB Tobias Oliver ran for 215 yards. He also threw 3 touchdowns, and Georgia Tech ran all over Virginia Tech 49-28. Thursday night football kicked off week 8 of the NFL schedule. Deshaun Watson threw 5 touchdowns in the Texans' 42-23 win over Miami. DeAndre Hopkins hauled in 2 of Watson's 5 touchdowns.
We knew we could do this. We know the tight team we got. We still want more. We're not happy with just winning 5 in a row.
Boston Red Sox manager Alex Cora says there's no decision yet on whether slugger J.D. Martinez will start Game 3 of the World Series tonight in Los Angeles after serving as the club's DH on Tuesday and Wednesday. Cora said Martinez got treatment for his sore ankle during Thursday's travel day and would receive more today. If Martinez can play in the outfield, Cora at least has ruled out using Mookie Betts at second base. This is NCN Sports.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Will Democrats break Republican supermajorities in the North Carolina General Assembly? Will this year's election change the course of the state Supreme Court? What about all those constitutional amendments on the ballot? Carolina Journal will help you answer those questions. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The Carolina Hurricanes recalled Scott Darling from his conditioning stint in Charlotte. The goalie played Wednesday night for the Checkers, stopping 25 pucks in a 3-1 win at Utica. It was his first game action since September 30th when he suffered a lower body injury in the Hurricanes' final preseason game. He's back in Raleigh now, but Rod Brindamore hasn't made up his mind on Darling's place on the depth chart yet.
All year I really haven't dealt with the goalies at all, and got enough to deal with and feel pretty confident. We got 3 good ones now. I think it's more day-to-day right now, and just kind of, that's how I'm approaching it. He's obviously healthy now, so we can leave that question behind. And now we're just figuring out who's the best guy to go to get us the win.
The Hurricanes hosting San Jose tonight in Raleigh to open a 3-game homestand. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Good morning. Keep your rain gear on hand today. We are off to a cold and wet start, and that's going to be the case all throughout your Friday as steady rain is in the forecast. Patchy fog possible throughout the day as well. High temperatures only climbing in the mid to upper 40s, well below normal for this time of year. Tonight, rain tapers off, patchy fog develops, and lows fall in the low to mid 40s. Your Saturday forecast, some patchy light rain can't be ruled out, but mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 60s. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
It looks like it's set for the day, so go ahead and enjoy the rain as much as you can and take your rain hat and umbrella with you and bumble around with that. 44 degrees right now and cloudy and rainy, and we're getting up only to about 46 for a daytime high. Dropping back down tonight to 43 again, about where we are right now for the rain. The only dry time looks like is coming up is going to be maybe Sunday night, a 50-50 chance, and on Monday, 40% chance. Mostly clear Monday night with 38 degrees. So there you go for the weather. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton.
Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds.
This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
It's good to be with you again today. This is Connie Davies, and I'm here today with Raphael and Danielle Pagan. Now, this is a young couple that I've known for many, many years. I met both of them back in the 90s, early 90s, and we were talking about it a moment ago. I said I met these young ones when they were smaller than me, and I'm only 4'11", so that goes back a long time. But I met Raphael in Brazil, actually. I had gone there for a seminar and had taken my son, Justin, and I ended up working in the children's church there, helping out with the young ones during that seminar, and I met Raphael. And I have loved this young man. He's always been very special to me. We've kind of grown up together because now Raphael and Danielle have a son that's in my grandson's class. So their son, my grandson, are in K-5 together, so I get to see them a lot. I just love this couple. They're so precious. I met Danielle, and she reminded me of in 1992. I didn't realize it had gone back that far. She was 9 years old at the time. So I've known these young people 25, 26 years or more, and they are just so dear. Like all of our young couples in our church. But I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm going to let Danielle and Raphael tell you about their lives, how they got to Rutherford County from Brazil and Connecticut, how they met, and how God has worked in their lives ever since. Here's Raphael Pagan.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. Well, just want to tell you a little bit about my story and how God really moved mountains and saved me from death several times. My name Raphael means God heals. R-A-F-A means God heals, and that's been truth in my life because even before I was born, when my mom was expecting me, she had several complications during her. She was expecting me. I was actually born premature. They thought. At the time I was maybe 8 months old, but then when they did, later they did some testing, found out I had to have been younger than that, maybe 6 months old, because the cartilage on my chest wasn't formed, and as I breathed, it would make noise, because everything so soft still, it wasn't totally formed, and it was a very difficult time for my mom. Understand that, they pretty much told my mom that we were doing the surgery to, get me delivered just so she would leave, that I would die. I wouldn't make it, and if I did make it, I would have been, retarded, would have been, have physical problems, and, it was doomed, for sure. We're doing this to save you, not to, So I understand my mom had a, hard time that time, but, against everything that the devil had to say, here I am, I've now 36 years old, and I'm fine. When I was born, another miracle that happened right away was, first, the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck, so if I had a regular birth, it would have been dead, for sure. So God took care of that right then. And then I was born missing a bone in my foot. They said, it was too early, didn't have time to form or whatnot. And maybe a few days later, they did another x-ray and there was the bone. And to this day, my foot's not totally straight because the tendon didn't form. They had to do a surgery to extend the tendon. But, that's, I'm grateful to God. I mean, I'm just, glad to be able to walk, to run, be with my son and whatnot. But those are just little things but when you look back and, it wasn't there. They had proof there was no bone. And days later, my mom, best she knew, prayed to God and, tried. And there it happened. And a little bit later, about 3 years old, my mom was putting me to sleep, me and my sister to sleep. She tells me she was reading me the Bible in I think was the story of Gideon, and I was 3 years old, and she was putting me to bed, and I fell asleep, but she knew there was something more to that when I fell asleep. If something wasn't right, there again, my mom was going to church, but she sure doesn't know as much as we know. God has taught us along the way, but she knew something was wrong, and she tried to wake me up. She couldn't wake me up, and she tried and tried and tried, and then she took off running. And there was a doctor that lived nearby, and she got the doctor in there, and he said, "Get this child to the hospital. Get him right in the hospital right now." They got me in the hospital, and I mean, this is 1980, late 80s, so it's not the technology you have today and whatnot. But they took it, and they said they put him in the ICU, and I was in coma, and there was no reason. They couldn't find anything wrong with me, and for a whole week I was in coma. They didn't respond to anything. They just pretty much left me there, and my mom would pray best, just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed to God that, God, you gave me this child, please, you promised to me. And it got to the point that some people started bringing in pastors to get my mom conformed to the idea of losing her child, because the doctors had no hope. They were trying to get my mom used to the idea of, he's going to go. But something, she says, rose inside of her, and she ran them off that room. And it was like maybe that day or the day later, I woke up, and they still couldn't find anything. They were all thinking, it was something we missed maybe when he was born. He was premature, but there was none of that. I just woke up, and there again, God healed me again. And it was just, growing up was always like that. I mean, we started attending the church. We always went to church. My aunt had a church. We attended her church for a long time. And then when I was about 8 or 9 is when we actually started going to the church in Brazil called Rema. And that's where later on, we actually went to that church because we heard that there were Americans coming. It was 1989. It might have been the time I met Connie. And, we went there to visit, and, we just fell in love with the people there. And we started attending church there. But, even though I was a young man, and God started teaching me His ways there, the church, and, it was a struggle with me because I lived in downtown São Paulo, which got millions of people. I attended school there, and I liked the world. I liked the things the world had to offer, and my family had some money, and whatever we wanted, we pretty much had it. And I mean, I got into the world and all the wishes of wanting brand name clothes and the video games. I had a lot of things, and I liked them. And as I got older, I knew it was time, getting to a point that I was going to have to make a decision of, am I going to walk with God? I knew a lot of things I was doing was wrong. But I liked when I went to church, and especially in 1998 was the first time I actually came to a seminar here in Spindale. And I just, like I said, I liked the world, and, I thought it brought me satisfaction, but it was something that was temporary, and I just trying to keep it short, but I came in 98, and I saw for the first time people that were really, really happy. And I know I didn't have the happiness that they had, and the young people my age, and, it was different. There was something different about them, and I really liked that. And long story short, I turned 18. When I turned 18, in Brazil, you cannot drive until you turn 18. And growing up, my parents always turned me away from, violence and, things like, I became very attached to cars and sports and cars especially. It was a big, what the Bible calls an idol in my life. And, this scripture verse that tells you that, little children, keep your heart from idols, because anything that takes the place of God in your heart. And that's what cars did to me. I mean, I could look at a car, I could tell you the make, the model, how many horsepower it had in the engine. And when I turned 18, my grandma gave me, she didn't know how bad I was about this, but she gave me a blank check and said, go buy your car. And that was it. I said, I knew this is it. I want the world, I don't want God, I'm moving on. And I lived hell for over a week. I'm, just made several wrong decisions, and I opened myself up to everything I could think. Went after the girls, didn't do drugs or anything, because I wasn't, I knew better than that. But we did the drinking, but I tell you, at the end of that week, I was so empty. I was so miserable. I was so angry with myself. I literally was breaking stuff up inside my house because I was so angry. I did have a bad problem with anger. Actually, delayed me in school. I even, that's another thing that God delivered me from. Because a lot of people, when I tell them that, they're like, "You were angry? You mean?" No, yes, I broke stuff. I broke the TV one time because I was just so angry, and it's just things that God do for you. And I really wanted the world. I thought I got that check, and I'm gonna go buy my car, and here I go. But there was this song that never left me, and it says that there's a longing in my heart that only you can feel. And when I did go to church, I felt something special about that song, about everything, and I felt satisfied. Felt that empty was gone, and I knew good and well that night I was so angry because here I have everything. I've done everything I thought I wanted to do to be happy. That's what the world preaches to you. You go ahead, do this, and I had done it all. And I was so empty. I was so angry, and I was angry with myself. And, one day we had somebody said, "Oh, we're going to, there's a group going to the U.S. Do you want to go back to Spindale?" And, I decided to go, and that's about 2001, I believe. That's when I came, and God, I just met all these people that just really wanted God, and and that made such a difference in my life. And I know there's this scripture, I don't have much time, but there's a scripture in Ecclesiastes that talks about how God plants eternity in the heart of man. And that's the truth. It was planted in there. I couldn't do nothing against it. I tried. Like I said, I went after the girls, I did everything that was supposed to be happy, everything that you saw on the TV, and these people they look so happy. They're not, and that's what I found out the hard way. That there's a much better way. That's just serving God. And then after moving here, I attended to college. I've never been a slave. Never ever forced me to come here. I always wanted to come here. I've been back and forth several times. Anybody that makes an allegation that to this church that the Brazilians are forced to if anything, I gained weight when I got here, and I know several other people that might make these allegations kind of happen the same thing, So you're not forced to work. They loved being here. I was side by side with them. I knew them personally, and I know these people that's out there doing that. I don't know those people. So something happened to them. Why? They were so happy, so satisfied, right? Walking side with us, and now, they had cell phones, they had cars, and yet they're slaves. How can a slave do all that? If you have your cell phone, you can call whoever you want. They came back and forth plenty times, just like I did. There was plenty times they could have escaped if they wanted to, but there's no reason to escape because they were not escaping. They never did escape. They just wanted to be here, just like I do. But now they changed their mind. So I just know, then of course being here, attended college, graduated from college, and got a master's degree as well. And then along the way met my wife, which, if somebody says that we get put together, if somebody did that, was God, because we couldn't have picked. I've looked out in the world for the right person, for the one I wanted, and it wouldn't have been her, but I could not have picked anybody more special, more friend, the best partner to have than her. Is everything that I ever need is her. And then God later blessed us with our son, which that was another miracle, because she had some medical condition. The doctor said, "You never can have a child." And there again, we got on our knees and we cried out to God, and God made it happen. So I don't have any reason to doubt God, no reason to, I don't know, I'm blessed. I don't know, it's kind of short period of time, but.
Well, good morning, everyone. And I grew up in Connecticut, and all my life, as a small child, I was very aware of God, but we never went to church until I was about, I would say, probably the age of 5. And at the age of 5, I remember going to my mom and saying, well, why don't we go to church like everybody else? But I didn't understand the real meaning of what I had said. And so we started going to church, and my mom started seeking God, really, because she knew there had to be something more than what we had. So we went to, from the age of 5 to the age of 8, we went to a lot of churches, a lot of different churches. I mean, I've been to Hispanic churches. I mean, I've been to, I think, probably every denominational, every kind of church there was. And at age 8, we were in a grocery store, and we were leaving, and you know, growing up, there always used to be these boards that they posted stuff on. And there was this bulletin, and it was inviting anybody that wanted to come to a revival and in a neighboring town. So my mom's like, we're going. We are going.
Tell them where you're from, Danielle.
I'm from Connecticut. So in this town, little did we know, this revival was at a church that happened to be affiliated with the church here in North Carolina. So that's how it all started. And so we were there probably maybe 4 years, and some things started happening in the church. But in the meantime, we had come in 1992 for a seminar here, a children's seminar, and that was the first time I came and met people that really, really loved God. And that meant a lot to me, because that's what I had been seeking all my life. And so we came and we stayed a week, and I mean, I made so many friends I didn't even know what to do. I mean, I was so happy here, and I would have been about 9 then. So we went back, and we were still going to the other church, and so like I said, some things had happened in the church, and it didn't go well, and so the church split. But there were some ministers in the church that started coming back here, and so we would travel back and forth for seminars, and we did that for a long time. But I'll back up a little bit. You know, growing up, my dad wasn't around a whole lot. He had a very serious blood condition, so he was very sick, or he also worked for the government, so he worked a lot. And as a small child, not having a father around a lot, it really hurts, and you don't realize what kind of damage that does in you. But I always felt like there was an empty place in my life, and I didn't know why. And you know, my dad, he was so sick at some points, he was up in the hospital. He'd be in there for 6 months. And at the time, there were laws that if you were under age 12, you couldn't go up. And so I had a hard time believing, was he really there or not? So all my life, I grew up not really having a father figure in my life. And so again, I'm growing up. By the age of probably 11 or 12, the pulls of the world got so strong. I didn't even know how to handle myself. I knew logically what was right. I knew that right and wrong, what Jesus had established, but at the same time, the pulls were so strong in my life. I knew that if something didn't happen, I wasn't going to make it with Jesus. And so in the 7th grade, my mom began to homeschool me, because that would at least get me out of the environment of the public schools where the pulls were so bad. So from the grade of 7th grade till 10th grade, I was homeschooled. And that was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I began to have a little bit of stability in my life, and I didn't have peer pressure to do whatever the others were doing, even though I knew it was wrong. And then when I got to the summer before 11th grade, my sister already had moved here, and because she's 10 years older than I am, and I really, really wanted to come. And my mom's like, well, we got to ask your dad. Because at this point, my dad didn't go to church at all. So I went and asked him, and he said, yes, you can go. And that was the best life-changing experience, I think, that ever happened to me, because I had no idea what was totally in store for me. And so that was 1998. I moved here, and I finished the last 2 years of high school here in the Christian school at Word of Faith. And those were some of the happiest times of my life, because I had friends, I had family, I had everything I could ask for, and I was so happy. Nobody made me come here. I wanted to come, And that's a big thing. I mean, I left my parents and I came. Even though I lived with my sister, I mean, that's a big thing. You leave your parents to come. And so I graduated in 2000. And we have groups in our church that we split up into classes, and so it'll be high school or young marrieds or college age or whatever. And at the time, Brooke and Kent Covington taught a class, and I was in there, and they really became more than ministers. They were parents to me. Kent Covington really became the father I never really had in my life all the time. And I can never be more grateful. I mean, my mom is so grateful that they're in my life, because I couldn't have asked for any better parents. And I love my mom. And my dad has since passed away, but I love my mom. But I am very grateful for Kent and Brooke Covington, because it was a world of a difference to make stability in my life. And a lot of people, their name gets smeared over this whole conspiracy, and they are some of the most precious people in the world. And grandmother and granddad, that's what I call them, Sam and Jane, because they were grandparents to me, of grandparents I never really had, because we weren't very close with my grandparents. I mean, we're like a family here. And so as we were in this class, we ended up in the college age class, and that's actually where I met Raphael. And again, I would have never thought about him, never really, but God did that. God put him in my life. Because, if I had gone out and tried to pick whoever I really, really thought, and I couldn't have done a better job than what God gave me. And like Connie said, and like Raphael said, our son is a miracle, because when I was 18, the doctors told me I would either never have children or it would be nearly impossible. And when I told him that, he said, "The doctors aren't God."
Raphael said that.
Raphael said that. He said the doctors are not God. And I knew I could go with his faith. And we cried out to God. And we cried out to God. And we have the most precious son that we could have ever asked for. Vibrant, very exuberant little boy, and just sweet. He is so sweet, and he loves people, and he loves his life. He loves his family. He's so excited to be with his class and his friends. I mean, he loves Jesus. He really loves Jesus, and that means more to me than anything that little boy loves Jesus. He really does, and that's probably one of the most precious things you can have, is to have a child that really loves Jesus. And he loves his life and his class, and he gets so excited to go to school because he's in kindergarten. And I mean, you couldn't ask for a better life, and I'm just really, really grateful for what God's done for us and what God's given us and the family God's given us. We couldn't ask for better.
I just wanted to say one more thing too, as far as when I moved here in 2001, Kent and Brooke Covington opened their home for me and some other friends of mine at this time. And like you said, he helped me transition from that little boy, immature, that didn't know what life was all about, to becoming a man of God. And and he was such an example for me. I mean, he was always there. We could talk to him about anything. He would always listen. He always had, he didn't say a lot, but his words are always very meaningful. And I mean, they still stick with me. I'm forever grateful for having the opportunity. Even Mama Brooke, as I call her, I mean, they were like parents, like she said. They took us in. They taught us when we had any problem, if we needed anything physically, spiritually, they wanted to help us. They wanted to provide us. I could talk to them about anything. I still can. And it's just the picture that people make that they are. I mean, it's just I don't know where they got that from. Now when they were here next to us, they acted the same way. They love those people now. So I don't understand that, but all I can say, I could never thank him enough. Take them enough. I mean, he really, like I said, I was a boy that was very immature, spent money like unbelievable. He sat me down and said, wait a minute, let's do this the right way. I mean, just little things like that, but, it means a lot. I mean, it made me realize what life was all about. When I felt things that, he's taught me how to walk those things through. I mean, I lost my grandma when I was here, and, I mean, they were there to comfort me, help me, walk me right through it. It's something so, I mean, I love them too, so.
Well, one thing, this is the first I've heard Rafael's story. It's hard for me to believe that he was ever angry at anything. Because I remember Rafael the first time I met him. I don't know if you remember Rafael and Adolfo. At the time that I met you was when they had lost a mother or father. I don't remember. And I remember how tender and precious you were with them. So the heart was there all along. So for him to ever be angry, it's kind of hard for me to. I do believe what you're saying, but tell us a little bit about what's happened here too with your families, because now your mother's here, and your mom and dad are back and forth here. So we don't split up families.
No.
When she said that she left her mom and dad in Connecticut, she didn't really leave them. She moved here because they knew it was the best choice for her at that time in her life. But tell them a little bit about that too, is about how connections.
So I moved in '98. In 2003, my mom moved here. My dad chose not to go the ways of God, so he did not. But and he wanted the best for us, but he didn't want the best for him, and I never could understand that. And he ended up dying because his physical condition really killed him. It really did. And it's a sad story, but that's what happened. But my mom moved here, and she actually lives with my sister, and we live 5 minutes apart. So, no, we do not split up families. And his mom kind of comes back and forth a lot. And she helps us with our son, and she lives with us when she's here, and his dad comes back and forth, and he spends time with us. Actually, he's getting ready to come, and we are so excited. But the church does not split up families. I mean, we are one big family. His mom is my mom's his mom, and that's the way it is. I mean, his dad has been a dad to me. He's also been a dad. I mean, he'd give me anything I needed, anything to make sure. I went through a physical situation, and it was hard. It was a hard time, and he was right there with us too. And anything we needed, our parents have been there for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, my mom, I was never made to move here. I wanted to move here. I asked my parents if they allowed me. They were in agreement, and they come here, like she said. They used to come often. My mom, now that my son is born, she spends probably like 10 months here in the States with us and goes back about every couple months of the year to Brazil. My dad's coming they're in full agreement. Their bodies never been split. There's never been separation there. Never. They wanted us to be here because they knew we were happy here. And that's the truth. I mean, there's never been.
And I love both of the moms, because their moms are my age. They're with me, but Rafael's mom spends a lot of time in our K-5 class when she's here with Victor, and I'm sitting there with Carl in the mornings. And now her mom, Jill, is in there with Victor some, kind of filling in for your mom while she's gone. So really, when they say we're family, we are family. And we've just grown up together, and we love each other, and nothing's going to ever change that. Right. Nothing. We thank you for listening in again this morning to about the goodness of God. If you want to listen to any of our other videos, please go to our website. It's www.wordoffaithfellowship.org. You can click on the main, one of the main links there on that homepage, and look at some of our videos of some of our past shows. But again, we appreciate you listening again to us this morning, and we hope you have a good day.